Hello YouTube, this is me back doing a brake job on my 2005 Subaru Legacy GT, and I've loosened the bolts already on my brakes. I took the tire off, assuming everyone knows how to replace tires and stuff, but removed the tires. I removed most of the bolts because I'm filming by myself and don't have anyone to be the cameraman. So anyways, these bolts hold your caliper on, and they are 14 millimeter. So you just remove them and those come off simply enough. Then you have a bungee hanging from your shock, so you can hold your caliper, because you don't want that to tear off. So let me try to do that with one hand and my foot, and I will try to be quick about it so you're not watching a video about me struggling. Just bring it back up and hook it up there. So it hooks it up there, keeps the pressure off this line, because you don't want this line to break. If that breaks, then you're in a world of hurt. Okay, so here's my brake pads. So just pull them off, easy enough, just like that. These ones actually aren't too bad, too worn, but the reason for me replacing my brakes is my rotors are worn. They are warped and they shake. My whole car shakes when I brake, and plus my steering wheel shakes. So you pull them off, and as you can tell, they're different. So that's the back side, and this is the front side. This is the little squeaker that tells you when your brakes are squeaking. So move these aside. These are the old ones. Just remember that that one goes in the back, this one's up front. Here's my new ones. So this would be the front one, and this would be the back one. Now you have two bolts in here that are, if I remember correctly, they are, where's my wrench? Oh, they are 11/16. It's 11/16 wrench. I grabbed 11/16 wrench because this bolt right here does not really allow you to get a socket back there unless you have the pivoting angled one, and I don't. So you loosen these bolts. I pretty well have them already loosened, so I will just pull those off really fast. Down here, pull that one off down there. There's only two holding it on. And these have lock washers on the bolt also. So you want to kind of examine the lock washer, make sure that the lock washer is still pretty decent and has the ability to lock, because you don't want those to come off, because then your brakes will fall off. Okay, then that piece comes out. Now this took a little bit of doing to get the rotor off, but the rotor, it sometimes gets pressure locked on there, so it's a pain in the butt to get off. But you just beat the crap out of it. As you can tell, I have hammers to beat the crap out of it, plus WD-40 to beat the crap to loosen it up too. Now, with that being done, I have my new one right here. And once you open them, they have this grease on it to keep them from getting rusty. So I have brake cleaner right here. You just spray them off. Just get a good soaking on them to clean off all the grease, so you can see it right there. then spray it all off. Get a towel, just kind of wipe it off if you want a little bit. The spray cleaner actually comes off pretty quick and easy. I suggest that if your brakes are squealing plus shaking like mine were, I would recommend replacing the rotors. They're usually not too expensive, and if you know somebody that works for a shop, you can probably get them at cost, and that makes life a lot nicer because they're so much cheaper. So, sorry I'm struggling. I probably should have had my wife come out here and help me. But, so there's a new one. Put it back on, and what we'll do is we'll do another thorough cleaning once I get everything back together and back on. So take the back piece again, the bracket, the brace, and you're going to want to put that back on. I'm going to grab one of the bolts, kind of shove it through, and use my knee to hopefully help me with this. Looks like it did. Oh, no, it didn't. My bad. Here, sorry about this, guys. Probably make it more difficult than it needs to be. Once you get it started, it should be fairly simple. It's just getting it started, and that's being a pain. Really should have had my wife come and help me, but that's what you get when you do it by yourself. Okay, then come back underneath. Sorry guys, this is a pain in the butt to do by yourself, especially when you're trying to shoot a video. And if I had a GoPro to connect to my head, I would. It'd be so much easier than trying to do this. I think I got it, maybe. Thought I got it last time and I didn't. Probably would help if I push this in a little bit better, but holy cow, make me feel like an idiot. Can't get this stupid thing to go on. There we go. I'm sorry about that, guys. That took a lot longer than I was hoping for. Make me look stupid. Anyways, so get that on there. Then you got the other one down here. So part of the problem is since this isn't vapor locked anymore, it keeps pushing forward, and that was the problem with trying to get that bolt on. So once you get those put on, it shouldn't be too bad now. So those are back on, that's back on. Just take your 11/16 or 14 mil, tighten it. I'll get a good good tight job on it because you don't want these to come off. If those come off, like I said, those are very important. These are tight. Just be careful, you don't want to strip the bolt. Then you'll be in a world of hurt there too. Tighten those up. Tighten those up if you want. Grab your rubber mallet. Just kind of hit it a little bit. For the sake of me not having perfect tools right now in one hand, that's gonna have to do. Okay, now we got that done. Now we need to get our brakes. Sorry, there's a car go by. Actually, look at that. I need to get the other brakes. Put the other side over here. Should have just kept them over by me. Just trying to separate. So that's the back. This is the front, because this was on the bottom of the old ones that I took off, so I just want to make sure that it's exactly how I took it off. I don't know if that makes any difference, but I am going to just do it exactly how it was when I took the car off, when I took the brakes off. Okay, all this is a pain in the butt with just one hand, so I am terribly sorry about this, but I am trying with what I can. Okay, so fit snug perfectly in there. You can move your brake back in. Make sure those are in there. You got your other one. It's going to be kind of fun to do this way. Sorry, I'm hoping the camera job is good enough. Really should have had my wife come and help me. That was my fault. I should have recruited her for this job. Alright, sorry about that. I shut it off so I could use both hands. So anyways, so they're back, they're on. Now we need to compress the caliper. So I used an old pad. So I put the pad in. And you're going to use a vice grips. Not vice grips, but clamp like this. And what you also want to do is come into your engine compartment, open the brakes, make sure no debris or anything gets in there, but open it, make sure it's not tight because we're going to compress that the fluid back in. And I will get to that point and I'll show you. You usually want to just take it and just put this part right here, and then you kind of just like compress each side down really slowly. Just compress them down. I will get to that point and I will turn. Alright, now I got that compressed down, as you can tell, and now what's left, set this up here. Obviously you guys will have both hands. I have the one to loosen. Take that off and then it just should slide right in. So it slides right on. You're going to have your two bolts take each bolt, put it back in. It's going to spin a little bit, so just make sure they line up. Bolts back in. Tighten those bolts back up. Once you get those tightened, you put, I was smart, I put a lug nut right back on to hold that in place. I should have done that. Probably would have been easier to get this bracket on. So then what you do is once you get these all tightened down, you want to take your brake cleaner again, spray it all off, both sides. Then once you do that, what I would suggest to do is, with your brakes off, with the car off, everything off, that's still loose, you want to get into your car, and what you're going to do is you're going to pump the brakes. I'm not going to do it right now because I need to tighten my bolts, but you need to pump the brakes really slow. So I'll show you with my clutch. So what you're going to do, you're just going to go really slow all the way to the back, and then you bring it back up and you do it again, and then probably about the third or fourth time it's going to get stiff. And once it gets stiff, that means all the fluid is back. Your brakes are now connected to your the rotor, and then you're good. And then you could even start the car and double check and make sure that it's still tight. And anyways, that's how you do a brake job on your 2005 Subaru Legacy GT. Thanks for watching. Bye.